Welcome back to Writing Done Right. Well, today we're going to talk about another one of these little tiny things that is involved in your book publishing, and that is the LCCN, or the Library of Congress Control Number. This is something that if you want your book to definitely shine out as having a professional hinge about it, you're going to want an LCCN. So is it 100% required? It is not. It allows you to have your book sorted in the Library of Congress, allow it to be findable by anything that uses those databases, and somebody goes to the pristine Library of Congress, your book will be found there, assuming you send it. We'll get to that in a moment. Thanks for checking out this video. I am Tom Morosky, an author and a technology consultant, and on this channel we teach you all of the nuts and bolts about getting your book into print. And today we're going to talk about that little LCCN. If you open up any given paperback book or hardcover book that you might find here in the United States, and you look on the copyright page, you will probably find an LCCN. This is the Library of Congress Control Number. It is used to sort and organize books based on the Library of Congress. It is not something that is completely required, but it is also not something that costs any money. I would recommend getting one because it's going to help your book stand out as being a lot more professional if it contains all of the actual numbers. We have the ISBNs, and make sure that, as we talked about before, it's better if you have your own rather than if you rely on one of the self-publishing companies to do it. And by self-publishing, what I mean is if you're going on Amazon or you're going on Ingram and you're using their ISBN, that's not as good. Now, if you're self-publishing through any self-publishing company or whatever else, you are going to use their ISBN, and that's what you're supposed to do. In fact, you don't have a choice in that matter, and that actually adds a lot of the professionality to it, assuming, of course, that they're doing things right and putting the pricing and the barcodes and stuff like that. But the LCCN is going to be something else that's going to show that you're checking all the boxes and dotting all of the I's and crossing all of the T's and making sure everything is good. Now, when you use this, there is an online platform. You can create an account with there, and you either create as a self-publishing author, so I am just self-producing my own books. There's one for a small publisher, and there's one for a large publisher. So you can create whichever one of these accounts is applicable. And then you go in there and you fill in all of the book information, they submit it, and then they are going to email you back the number once everything in there is manually approved. I have traditionally had my numbers as early as 24 hours. Typically right now they're taking about a week or so to turn those around. So that's kind of your basic turnaround. So I'm going to walk you through filling out the LCCN application for a small publisher. It's going to be very similar on everything. One thing to note is that the final URL that is used for this does change from time to time. I will put the current one in there now as of the time of this video, but just be aware that that number does actually change, and you'll be alerted to that in your account when it does. So let's jump on over to the computer and see what we got.
All right, so here we are requesting the Library of Congress Control Number, the LCCN. So this gets printed at the bottom of your copyright page. And you will have created an account for this group. You can do an individual person if you're only publishing your books, or you can do a large publisher or a small publisher account. In my case, I have a small publisher account. It is effectively just like an individual user's, only much smaller. The idea is you fill in the information, and then it is manually reviewed by somebody at the Library of Congress, and then they're going to email you back the code. And I believe you can log in now and see what the code is later. I usually just get the email back. Now, it's very important once you get the LCCN number, you put it in there. As soon as you have copies of the book, you're going to need to send a copy of the book to the Library of Congress. They're going to include that email, in that email, the address to send a copy of the print book to. If you do not do this, they can close out your account, and that would be problematic. So hopefully we don't have any issues. That we have one book that we are in the process of getting published right now, and we just do not have the preview copies yet. As soon as we do, we're going to get those out to them. But with that, let's go ahead and walk through this. And this is for the same book that we did the identifier book for recently. Will this forthcoming book be published in electronic format only is your keyword. So no, because we have a print copy. Will it contain as periodicals? No. That is it going to be like a magazine that's monthly, annually, weekly, quarterly, etc.? Will the book be intended for children or young adults? Not specifically. Maybe it's young adult, but not necessarily. 390 is what I believe the number of pages is. Primary language is going to be English, and projected publication date we're going to do October of 2022. So, intended for books that are not yet published. Yes, I'm aware it's not yet published. Is the client paying to publish? So, this is a case. Let's see. Intended for books that are not yet published. A book is already published. Please consider donating your book to the Library of Congress. Now, it is not yet published. It's just, I'm recording this video very, very, very early in the month of October, and we will be getting this out. As soon as we get the LCCN numbers, it's going to hit the ebook sales. Is the client paying to publish? So if you are doing a publishing company where you're like, you're a pay to play, you're charging a client, $3,000-$4,000 to publish the book, then you'd need to hit yes. In my case, I'm an independent publisher. I do not charge my clients to publish the books, so I'm going to hit no. They are not paying for that. And are they going to? Oh, they do not want me to do that. All right, we're just going to go pick November. They do not want me to pick October. Oh, well, it's going to be done in October, but whatever. Contributor is an individual or an organization. So the individual here is going to be Justin Derby. Date of birth, we do not need to give that information, and therefore I will not. Actually, I don't even know such information for my clients, so I just don't feel the need to ask for my author's birth dates. So you can choose author, editor, illustrator, etc. So we're going to go ahead and push author there and add contributor. So that is good. Hit next section. Book title. This is called Hanover. There is no subtitle. There is no edition necessarily. Publisher name will match the publisher's name and title on the page. So this one here is going to be your imprint name. So in this case here, despite my publishing company as Our Walking Christ Publishing, we are going to be using the World Ware Press imprint that I have registered with my company. So this should be World Ware Press. So city of publication. This is where the publishing company is. So this is going to be in State College, Pennsylvania. This is not where the author is, which is a different state. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Will the book belong to a series? No. Will this book consist of more than one physical volume? No. Okay. So now it wants the print ISBNs. Okay, so this is where we have the print ISBN number that we copied from before. So we're going to go ahead and copy that. And one of these, I think it's Amazon does not want the dashes. I think we can pick the Amazon. I think we can keep the dashes in there. So will this book, let's go ahead and do that. And then will this book also be published in electronic format? The answer is yes. So let's go ahead and grab our ISBN for our electronic format as well. Come on back to here. And this is we can do ebook, ebook other, EPUB, Kindle edition, Mobi, other. We're just going to do ebook in general, just because the same ISBN is going to be used for if they're a Mobi, if they're, whatever it happens to be. That's just fine. Okay. Provide a summary of the book. So let's go ahead and we're just going to do the short summary here. All right. And the publisher information. So that is the information that is going to be there. So to add additional publishers, click that button. We do not. If the Library of Congress has questions, who is the person to contact? This is me. I'm going to be the only one in those drop-down lists. And who should we send this to? This is, again, me. So, there are errors. What is correct? Oh. I need to hit the add recipient button to that one. Okay, so now we're going to be just reviewing the data. 390 English, November, October, but okay, they don't want me to do that one. All right. We could have actually entered this. It is public knowledge, so let's see. Contributor type organization. Okay, I guess they just didn't have any. Said it is public knowledge where he's located, so I wouldn't mind putting that information in, but maybe they only let you do that if you are doing an organization. Okay, anyway, let's do that. Hanover, double check that's right. World War Press, State College, author, title page authors, Justin Derby is correct. ISBNs look good. And responsible for questions, responsible for all that annoying stuff, that would be me. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit the submit. Now it says it has been requested. Now I just need to wait. Now it shouldn't take any more than a couple days. I think typically I get them in 24 to 48 hours. The longest one I had was the last book we submitted. It took, I think, 4 days to get. And so that's kind of where we are at with that right now. So this is how to apply for your LCCN number. And so this is at the Library of Congress LCCN numbers. They do change this URL from time to time. So I would just advise doing the internet search for that. Make sure you're landing on the government site, which directs you over to create your account. And then from there, you can go ahead and follow in with the system here. All right, hopefully that was helpful.
So hopefully that cleared up what the LCCN is, how you get it, and the process by which you do. And like I said, it's free, it doesn't take a lot of time, and it adds the professional tinge to your book. So I would highly recommend that you do it, assuming, of course, you are here in the United States. Now, the final point is, once you fill that out, you have to make sure you take a copy of your book and mail it into the Library of Congress. In my case, as the publisher, I take care of those. I realize many self-publishing companies, they don't tell you you're supposed to do that, but you're supposed to do that. I do that for all my authors. I get a copy of the book and I just get it sent off to the Library of Congress. That's what I do. So with that is how to use the system and things like that. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope that we have helped you to get your writing done.